Recording, recording. She's recording. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. This video, as you can see, is basically blacked out. Now, it's blacked out for a reason, because I wanted it that way. Will I do a video later? Maybe. But right now, I think I just wanted to have a conversation. No visual shit. So, maybe later I'll come back with a visual video. But it's Saturday. I'm in the house. It's the afternoon. I'm relaxing. I'm cooling. I'm chilling. About to do some sit-ups. It's Saturday. I guess I get like this from time to time. The frustration kicks in. So when you jump up and you start thinking about life, everything that you want to do, some things become clear and some things just are what they are. It's been 10 years for me since it's just been me and my son. So 10 whole years, just me and my son, going through basically, the growing pains. And it's tiring, it's draining. I'm trying to gain, I'm trying to build. I want my family to grow. I want more love in my life as far as my family goes. I want so much more. It's really starting to become real clear that I might have to relocate just to start over. You might have to relocate just to grow your family. My son is 19. He's a big boy. So it's really just us. But for 10 years, it's just been us, going through the growing pains and things, natural things teenage boys go through and natural things that a growing woman goes through. When I say growing mentally and spiritually, more and more day by day. Yeah, it's frustrating when you, for me, I love being in relationships. So for me, not having a love life for 10 years has been the worst for me. Okay? It's been the worst. I have been on a roller coaster of highs and lows. I was in a relationship for about, I think, 10 years we was together. 10, 11 years. Whichever way the story goes, when you end and you get out of a relationship like that, it's kind of like a divorce. Damn near, same shit. It's like a divorce. I was with this person for about 10, 11 years, and we separated. So once we separated, now here I am trying to just live and be happy, right? In the middle of me trying to live and be happy, I bumped into, I'm going to be honest, one guy. I was so attracted to this guy by the eye. And it sucks that we never really got to know each other. But we never really got to know each other. He came off as a genuine, sweet person. We talked on the phone before, but that was it. We never really, really got to know each other. But he seemed sweet. He seemed genuine. He was very cute, very handsome. And I was like, oh my God, I was in awe. I liked everything I saw. I mean, from his physique to his face, his eyes. Yeah, his build was just everything. Oh, man. But anyway, long story short is we never really got to know each other. So I bumped into him, and we kicked it, and then I don't know what happened. I don't know which way he went in life. And I know I was just kind of floating through life trying to figure out what was my next step and what was my next move. So I started moving around, going to different little programs. I ended up going to a Microsoft program and doing different things in life. trying to just live, while my son was going through his own situations, his own things in uh, junior high school. So he was just entering in there, and he was going through his own stuff. He's changing, and I didn't understand it, and we started going through things, and oh my God, those were cool for me. His junior high school days, growing pains, plus he was going through things he wasn't expressing to me. He wasn't telling his mother everything. So, but we got through it. We got past it. But yeah, that was that, and we just have been growing throughout the middle of after. I think years passed, and then I wound up. I said, let me start going out. I started treating myself, going out to have drinks and things of that nature at bars, and enjoying my time out by myself as an adult. I met another guy, and this guy was different. This guy for me, oh, it sucks because I hate to say this, but I'm sitting there, I'm at the bar drinking my drink, and oh my God, that's all I could say, OMG, because I wasn't attracted to this guy, like one bit. I'm being honest, that's all I could do right now. I wasn't attracted to this guy. So, but I don't know. I think the here's my gift and my curse. I have a man side of me and I have a woman side of me. So the woman side of me is I was born a woman. I'm fully all woman. All right, I bleed every month just like every other woman. Had a baby, the whole 9 yards. But my brain sometimes could flip to the male side, and I'm at the bar and I'm like, oh fuck it. That's how I'm feeling this night. Oh fuck it. So unfortunately, I used this guy for some sexual activity. Was I wrong? Maybe. Did I get to know him? Yeah, I did. He was cool. We got to know each other. He was pretty cool. He was a cool guy, cool dude. He was funny as hell. He was cool. He was just funny as hell, but he wasn't really for me either. But he was cool. He was cool. He was a cool dude. He just seemed like all over the place. He didn't seem like he knew what he wanted. And I don't know, that could have been a personal thing. I could tell he was hiding something. But he was a cool dude. We kicked it. We became friends. And we lost touch after a while as well. Now, okay, fast forward. Time went by, more years went by. Remember, I told you, I have a 10-year gap of basically being single. So some time goes by. And what happens next? I bump into the sweetest man ever. And this one here was different for me because I actually felt something when I touched him. And that never happens for me. So I never, ever experienced this type of situation in my life. Oh, we bumps right into each other. We touches each other by the hand. Of course, I'm going in for the hug. He came right in for the hug as well. We both reacted the same way. The touch was everything. The electricity I felt was crazy, and I couldn't believe it. So I'm like, what the fuck is happening here? Already in my mind. Mind you, I can't really hear, so I'm falling on deaf ears. So he talking all soft-spoken. I'm trying to hear what he's saying. And it's crazy because I was coming in from somewhere, from hanging out like the night before. Coming in, I was just getting off the train. Never forget. Getting off the J train, made my way home. And, yeah, I was like, going in the house. So, long story short is I bumped into this guy. And it's crazy because we grew together. Somewhat. Grew together. I moved from the area. I think he moved as well. So we like just bumping back into each other from seeing each other from when we was kids. The electricity was ridiculous. I mean, ridiculous. So needless to say, me and him was like, I swear to God, I kid you not. It was an instant connection, instant chemistry, instant everything. And I don't think I never asked him how he felt, but I knew what was happening with me as far as when I just a simple touch, and sex had nothing to do with this. So that was the beautiful thing about this. Sex had nothing to do with the chemistry and the connection that I felt when I touched him. So that was beautiful for me, period. But when we visited that part, boy oh boy, when we visited that part, that's a whole other story. Bottom line is the love was just, it was just there. The feeling was there. He had a lot going on with him as well. We all going through life. I'm not sure what was going on with him. I know he explained and expressed a lot of things to me, but I don't know. I think it was more to the stuff he was telling me. And it was understandable, so I let him rock. But anytime he came around me, he was always welcome. Like, I didn't care what he was doing out in them streets. I didn't care what was going on. He was always welcome around me. And he was, one of those, and he's like one of those guys that, and I could be honest right now, he was like the only guy that I would throw a pillow to, like, good night, like, you just come, like, you don't even have to call me, you pop up, go, you could jump in my bed, like, you know what I mean, like, you could hop wherever I'm sleeping, you invited, like, you there, you got that. That's kind of the love I have for him, and I still have for him, let me say that, but that's just the way we were. It was like we was just connected. I'm not really sure where he branched off to and what's going on with him, but life can throw human beings in different ways, and it'll stir you different ways, and different things will happen in your life, and people will come and into your life and leave, and it's amazing how things work. But yeah, that guy was tricky for me. The last guy I basically interacted with was him, and I'm scared of everything about the situation, because when I feel those feelings for somebody, for me, it's scary, because I don't visit those feelings unless I know the feeling is mutual. I don't visit those feelings unless I'm being unless I'm being invited into someone's heart. So if he would have pushed and took those next steps, and I mean very far, which he did, but he pulled back. And when a guy pulls back, a woman like me will pull back even harder, because I don't force things. So it's like, okay, this is what we're doing here. You can't, for me, I'm not that woman. I don't beg guys. I'm not begging a guy to come over. I'm not begging a guy to treat me right. I'm not begging a guy to love me. So I know he cared, but my feelings was on some, oh my God, what's happening here? But that was the last interaction I had. Wow, this video is 13 minutes. The last interaction I had with a guy, and it was love. So that was a beautiful thing. And I know he know I love him. But that was the beautiful thing. That was the last real interaction I had with a guy, and I know he know that I love him. So that's a beautiful thing. After that, that is it. So this is why I always state I've been single for 10 years. So yeah, I've had a guy I was talking to, and yeah, I had another guy that I may have used for sexual activity that was wrong, right? And then the third guy, we was all lovey-dovey. Like, you would have thought if you came in here and saw us together that we was married. That's how beautiful me and that guy was. I love him, I swear. I'll never lose love for him. He just was a beautiful, he had a beautiful heart and a beautiful spirit. Like, his vibrations when he came around me were everything. And that's all I need right there. Well, not all I need, but you get the point. But anyway, so it's been 10 years. So 10 years without a steady, situation. It it gets frustrating. It gets frustrating. It gets hard. And yes, I am looking for real love. Am I so-called looking for a man to marry? That would be, I'm going to be honest with this, coming from a woman like me, that would be up to him. If a man wanted to marry me, he would have to propose, he would have to ask, and he would have to tell me why he wants to marry me. I want to know all of that. All right? I don't have a mother and a father. He don't have to ask my father for my hand in marriage. My mom's passed away. My dad passed away. So, there's no one but me. You have to tell me these things. But anyway, but am I like out there trying to look for a man just to get married? No, that's not the goal for me. The goal for me is trying to obtain, basically, trying to gain things in life where, my own things, meaning work-wise, you're trying to gain your own situation so you can live comfortably. That's the goal for me and my son. We're trying to live comfortably, so we're trying to gain things ourselves, all right? It's realistic. We just got to get in where we fit in, and that goes for me and my son. My son trying to do things on his own, and I'm trying to do things on my own. Business-wise, we're trying to build businesses, and we're learning. It's hard. But, yeah, outside of all of that, trying to live comfortably, trying to gain in the love department, because you want all of that. You want that. Yeah, I do. I want a family. I want my family to grow. So I am 40. Does that mean that you can't grow a family at this age? No, that doesn't mean that. You invite people that love you in. And, try your best to keep, I guess, a connection that you gain with people or with someone. Try to keep it intact and keep it together using communication and, no misunderstandings, no reading between lines. Let's just talk this thing out and be real with one another, or be real with each other, period. No games, no bullshit. So, yeah, that's it. It would suck if I have to relocate just to start building with someone. That's not something I'm looking forward to. So I'm not looking forward to relocating just to build with someone. Don't get me wrong. Relocating wouldn't be bad. I'm not shy of relocating, but it just costs money. A lot of money to relocate. So who knows when I'll be relocating. But long story short is she's looking for love. Definitely looking for love. Just because I'm doing other things in my life, that doesn't mean that I shouldn't be looking for love. So that is definitely something that's there. Yes, I love being in relationships. I'm a relationship kind of woman. All right. I'm all about that love. I am one of those. Yes, I am one of those. You see my name, Tiffany Love. So yeah, I am one of those women, but it's almost like the universe is not fighting with me. Something else is fighting. And then everything that, I'm going to be honest, after I bumped into my last friend, which was the guy that I actually, I love that man. After him, like, I don't see or bump into anything that I'm really, really attracted to. So sometimes they say, don't be so vain, don't look with the eye and blah, blah, blah. But let's be realistic. If you don't like what you see with the eye, 9 times out of 10, you might wind up being that person that goes off and cheats. Or you might wind up being a person that 20 years later, you just looking at this person in an ill state, like ill, because you were never really attracted to them. You don't want that type of relationship. You don't want to just, no, I'm sorry. I want to be attracted to what I see. And for me, I have a thing for my black brothers, my black men. I'm a black woman. I grew up with my father, my mother, my siblings my grandmother. I liked my upbringing. We didn't have everything, but we uh we were okay. Okay, we never went hungry. We were okay. My point to that is, I had some great black men around me, and that's something that I like. And that's what I want. Do I want to date outside of my race? No, because I'm not attracted to. Um, I'm not attracted to other men. Like, that's outside of the race. Meaning, I'm sorry, I'm just not. I have people that I grew with. I've grown around mixed races all my life. I'm just not attracted to. Um, I like pigmentation, and there's nothing wrong with that. Oh my God. I've dated light skinned guys, I've dated dark skinned guys, I've dated brown skinned guys. Were they all of African American descent? Yeah. Have I ever dated outside of my race? Yeah, I tried it and it didn't work. It didn't work. We were buddy, so cool, me and the guy that went on a date. But I barely wanted to hug him and I barely wanted to touch him. And when it was time to end the date, I didn't even want to kiss him. So, and I didn't. I got to be honest. I didn't kiss him. I didn't want to hug him. I barely wanted to touch him in that type of romantic way. Let me say that. But when we was just walking and talking and chilling, everything was all good. But when it came down to him getting close to me and touching me, I didn't want to really interact because I wasn't attracted to him. And that's where the problem comes in. For me, I don't know how to be fake. I can't be phony. I don't know how to force stuff. And he was buying stuff. He was being very nice, very polite. He was a gentleman. He was being very sweet. But I cannot force something. You know, I don't know how to sit there and hug somebody or kiss them and knowing that deep down inside, ew, I don't even want to kiss them or touch them. So I don't know how to do that. That's not my type of thing. You know, I'm like, and when it was time to leave, you know, he wanted a kiss and I'm like, no, I really didn't want to kiss him. No. We barely talked on the phone like that afterwards. That's how awkward it was. But, so, you know, sometimes people say, how do you know you wouldn't date outside your race? So why don't you give it a try? I gave it a try. I actually gave it a try a couple of times and it never worked for me. I don't find, I like myself when I look in the mirror. I love myself. I love everything about me. And I love the men I grew around. So naturally, I look for, I guess, what I grew around and, you know, what that familiar feeling of everything I see. The men around me were very handsome. Yes, so I look for that. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, if that's a connection to it, but I didn't dislike the men I grew with. So I had a very great connection with the men I grew around, including my father. Great connection. So yeah, I can't sit here and play that game of, oh, let's make it a mixed circle. Let's date a Mexican, let's date a Caucasian, let's date a, no, I don't want to date none of them. I want a African American man and that's it. I don't even want to date Africans. Is that wrong? No. I have not met a African man that I have never met, let me say that, an African man that moved me in that way of wanting to actually, actually date them. So, their beliefs are their beliefs from where they're from and from what I've seen with some of them. They have their own way of doing things and that's beautiful. It's great for them. But I wouldn't want to deal with, from what I've seen and the way they think, I wouldn't want to really deal with that. That's not my cup of tea. So I like an American, African, African man, like a African American. All right? I'm attracted to my own race, and I don't feel like I have to be apologizing for being attracted to men of my own race. I feel like there's nothing wrong with that, and some people need to stop feeling bad for being attracted to their own race. It's amazing because outside of our race, as far as African American people, other races kind of they build tightly they keep it within their race. I'm not saying people don't branch off, they do, but they keep their circle tight in other races. Our race, we just date anybody and do anything sometimes, and I don't know why that is. I could go further into that, but I'm not. That's for another video. That's another video and another conversation. But yeah, this video is just, it sucks. I've been 10 years not in a relationship, looking for my own thing, my own Mr. Do right, meaning good guy. You know, I don't judge, so I'm looking for love, and I'm not looking for someone else to push someone in front of me and say, stand right there, date her, or say this to her and try to get them to, you don't want that. I don't need no matchmaker. So I'm not looking for a matchmaker at this time in my life at all. I'm looking for a real connection. It could be the simplest thing, but I'm looking for a real connection. I can't be a little girl forever. Sometimes I think some people wish that you would do things their way, but life doesn't work like that. Looking back at my life, I've been taught some great things. I've been dealt a few good cards, but I practically raised myself. Outside of what I learned from my grandmother, which was Arlene Brown, my older brother, and my uncle, I practically raised myself. They taught me things. I've learned things from them. But I practically, as a young girl, I had to figure things out on my own. I don't have no sisters. So, and then my brother, that we were like 2 years apart, we were in the same boat. So there was nothing for him to teach me. He was running around bumping in the walls just like I was running around bumping in the walls. So, our lives wasn't bad, but we knew what love was in this apartment. And that was the beautiful part about it. We had love. No matter what we were going through, we had money, didn't have money, we had love above everything else. We had love. And I'm looking for somebody that loves like me. I'm looking for somebody that has a beautiful heart like me and is not just out for themselves, not out to just get, what they can in this dog-eat-dog world. I'm so tired of that shit. I'm tired of crabs. So, who knows? Hopefully, before this year's out, I'll find a guy that wants to love and cherish me without hidden agenda, no hidden agenda attached. Bold, direct, hey, Tiffany, I might fall on deaf ears, but that doesn't stop the show. So, being that doesn't stop the show, my goal is to keep pushing and to keep gaining. So, and love is a part of that. And yes, I need that in my life. It's a beautiful thing. And I'm looking for it. And cross your fingers, pray for me that I find love and that everything work out for me in the love department. Because everything else I could tackle, I could deal with my eyes closed. And, you go day by day, you put one foot in front of the other, and you do your thing. But to find someone that, is equally yoked and wants you the way you want them, and they're not playing any games, and they're not trying to wait to see what you're going to do. I always say, when a man wants a woman, he goes after what he wants. He's coming for you. And he's going to tell you that he wants you. You're not going to have to guess. You're not going to have to think. You're not going to have to sit there and be like, oh, I wonder if this guy likes me. No. He's going to tell you, baby, I like you. Oh, matter of fact, I adore you. I love you. He's going to let you know. That's just what men do. Listen, and I'm a single woman, so it's like, do I have to put single on my forehead or single looking for a date? Oh my God, it's like, it's getting harder and harder, like, and I don't know why. It's like the more open I am to dating, the harder it's getting, and I have no clue why. So on that note, let's see what happens. I hope love swing my way. I am practicing no sex because I don't have a man. I'm not inviting sexual activity into my life because I don't have a man. So when I get a man, I'll invite sex into my life. And that's even if then, depending on the man, because it has to be serious. It has to be, you know, I'm looking for long term, not wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. So I'm looking for a long-term relationship. Listen, don't judge me. Check out my videos on YouTube at Tiffany Love 1111. I got a lot of videos up there that basically talks about things like this, and I give some good conversation on things of this nature. And no, I'm not a slut. I'm not a hoe. I'm not a thot. Never have been. I talk about all of that as well. I am a grown-ass woman. Your kids shouldn't be on my channel. Your kids shouldn't be listening to my videos. They shouldn't be watching me. They need to be watching their mother or their father or whatever, whoever. But I'm a grown woman. I'm 40. I don't have time like to sit here like a 10-year-old pretending that I'm not in need of certain things at this age. I'm a grown ass woman, I repeat. And that's the way I gotta put it. That's it. I'm gonna close this video out. You already know what I'm gonna say. Keep your mind sharp and keep your heart smiling. Keep a balanced diet. Listen, live your life. Don't worry about what others think. If I worried about what others think, I would sit in this apartment and do nothing with my time and nothing with myself. But I refuse to do that. Don't let life pass you by. Live life. And that's how I look at that. I'm living my life. I'm not letting life pass me by. If you count 1 blessing or 10, you are blessed. Remember that. And listen, coming from a person like me who has been through, I've been through some shit. I just don't talk about a lot of things. Like I said, I'm an open and closed book, so I'm private, but I'm open. I talk about things that I can and that I feel comfortable talking about. If I don't, I won't utter a word. So it's a lot of things that I don't talk about that I've been through in life. But listen, experience brings growth, brings knowledge, brings wisdom. I am proof. All right, and I still got a long way to go. I'm 40. I'm still living, learning, and I'm still growing. You never stop learning, and you never stop growing mentally. If you're not growing mentally and nothing is changing, look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, what am I doing wrong? And try to change something. You got to grow mentally. If you don't grow mentally, you stay 15, 16, 17 for the rest of your life. And nobody wants that. So growth matters. Love yourself first. Self-love matters. Put yourself first. My cup is running over. I'm just looking for a lover, a man that I could share my love with. On that note, I am out until my next visual video where you can actually see this beautiful woman that is talking to you right now. Peace. Have a happy Saturday, people. Bye.